What up?
Let's talk about these playoffs since we're wrapping up these games. Congratulations to all the division winners. Even the Bucks won the division. Shout out to them for winning that division 2 years in a row now. 9-0 over the lowly Panthers. Let's start there. NFC. It looks like they're going to play. I mean, it's kind of it's a weird thing. Nobody really believes in the Bucks, as a division because the division is so bad, and they squeaked in, and then the Eagles losing, basically backing into the playoffs. I mean, who wins this game? What's your thoughts on this 5-4 matchup, Eagles and the Bucks, Jake?
I'm gonna go Eagles. I think the Eagles overall still have a better roster. I think
they lost AJ Brown for the year, right? Didn't he? Tore his ACL. I think he tore his ACL.
Who?
AJ Brown. I think he tore his ACL in the game.
Oh, did he?
I think so.
I don't know.
AJ Brown.
He's hurt. I don't think he's gonna play next game yet. I think the reports were that he tore his ACL. That's a big
blow. They'll speak out.
He had a knee injury, but they say he's ruled out for that game.
Okay, so maybe not. Maybe that was kind of their first reports, but he won't be playing in that game probably.
Yeah, I still will go with them. I think that they'll win the game. I think that the Bucks they're average. They're so average. They barely squeaked out this win 9-0.
They got some good skill players though that have experience.
You know who I trust more? Baker. Who do you trust more, Baker or Jalen? I trust Baker.
This year, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Look at all the turnovers. He's got more turnovers than Baker. Jalen.
Yeah, but there's a reason they have more wins too.
By what?
And remember, he's playing in a tougher division, and he was playing a first place schedule.
It was just reported that Jalen Hurts broke his finger, dislocated his finger, so he's day to day too. Just take that into consideration.
Oh wow! Yeah, if Jalen's out, they're done.
They're hurting. No, I will say that they're hurt.
Okay, what do you got, sports professor, for this matchup?
You know what? As much as I said that the Eagles have been, trash, and I don't know if they can recover, the Bucks are they're just blah, right? All season they've just been there, right? And they barely won a crappy division. It's not like they're really that great. Baker Mayfield, I was watching the game. He limped off with a knee injury at one point and came back. Mike Evans is great. Rashad White is a good young player.
I still got Godwin too, right?
They got Godwin too. He's there. He's good. He blew up a couple games ago, but man, this is a tough one because obviously, as I just talked about earlier, momentum is key, and the Eagles have no momentum whatsoever.
And the Bucks have won 5 out of the last 6.
And the Bucks have momentum.
Yeah.
So if I'm going off of my theory,
if you're putting good money on it, who do you take?
I wouldn't bet money on this game. But yeah, wow.
If gun to your head,
wow. I'm gonna have to go with the Bucks. I'm gonna have to go with the Bucks. I have to.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Just momentum. I have to. I have to in a close game by like 3.
Close one.
They win, but it's not gonna be good.
What do you think, Ken? About this game,
man, the Eagles do not look promising at all, man. And what I mean by that is, man, after we beat the Eagles, man, after the Cowboys stumped the Eagles went on like a downhill spiral. So they haven't won a game since Christmas. That was the last game they won was Christmas.
To be fair,
right?
it kind of started when the
last game they won was Christmas when they beat the Eagles, and they barely beat the Eagles. They barely beat the Giants then.
Yeah. It kind of started with the 49ers and just kept snowballing downhill.
Yeah. So, man, my take on this, man, I think, I mean, you got to look at today's game with the Buccaneers. They won by field goals or whatever, but that doesn't even matter. But I believe in Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield with Chris Godwin, with Mike Evans, with all the guys that the experience they got. And I like Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles a defensive mind.
Right.
Todd Bowles solid.
Okay. What do you think, Columbus?
I'm going with the Buccaneers in that game, bro.
Okay.
I mean, this one's a rematch of I think earlier in the year they played in. Jalen didn't look that great until the second half of that game, and I think they took over and won that game. But you got to understand, Mike Evans, I think he led the league in receptions for receivers. touchdowns for receivers.
He's got the reception lead.
And so what's his name? Baker's been kind of balling. He's not bad, but he's not great.
Pretty good season.
Yeah, but against certain opponents, he has been, showing up that much.
To be fair, they've been in every game except I think one.
They've been in, but when it's crunch time in the fourth quarter, that's when things start to, where you separate the good team from a bad or average team, so to say. I think I got the Buccaneers though, because the Eagles are just coming in just hurting. They haven't looked good in 2 months. I mean, they had the 10-game win streak. I'm not gonna S on that because they looked great beginning of the season. No one can say anything about them, but since then they have not looked great, and they're limping into the playoffs. So I got the Buccaneers.
Okay. So Jake's the only one taking the Eagles. I don't know where Jake went.
That's why he ran away. That's why he ran away.
He's in his wife's closet, so
Oh, he's back. Okay, but to be fair, Baker Mayfield, he had 64% completion percentage. He got over 4,000 yards, 237 per game, 28 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions, and 94 passer rating. So he hasn't been MVP, but he's been pretty solid the whole year. I mean, to be fair, but no one's kind of giving him any credit. I give him a little credit. I mean, he took over for first ballot Hall of Famer, seven-time Super Bowl champion, and he came in there and he played well, and he embraced it, and I give him some credit, that he went in there and played as well as he could and did what he did and has been pretty solid in most of the games. He's had a few stinkers, but what quarterback doesn't? Everybody has a bad game here and there or a couple. But yeah, overall he's played well. I think the Bucs do have the momentum, like Professor was saying, and I think they take this game and put the Eagles out of their misery, for lack of a better word, because they've been just floundering the last 5-6 weeks. So talk about. You want to talk about all these matchups, or you want to just mention the big ones? We can talk about all of them if you want to.
I mean,
I know the game's on, so
we get out, whatever y'all want to do, man.
Let's hit them. Let's hit them real quick. So the Rams will go see Detroit. Stafford goes back to Detroit to play his old team. That's a good storyline. Man, Stafford's been playing great at the end of the season. The offense has been looking great. Cooper Kupp's finally starting to get back into game form. He struggled his first few games, so he's starting to look a little better in each game. What do you think, Clubber? This Rams, the Rams pretty well, and with Stafford going back to Detroit. What do you like there?
Oh man, it's gonna be a big emotional game for him. I mean, and also the golf and McVay thing too, because
it's kind of a double storyline.
Yes, this is great. I'm definitely can't wait to watch this one. But knowing Detroit's nature, that building's gonna be up and down. This is a hard one to pick for me, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go with Detroit on this one.
Oh,
I think their fans will get their first home victory in God knows how long.
Okay.
I just feel the energy in that building is gonna be phenomenal. That's one of those cities that need something good to root for, and I think they're gonna do it for everybody in the city. I got Detroit.
Oh, okay.
What
do you got, Jake?
At the very beginning, I thought that the Rams, and if you look back in August, I said, you know what, the Lions are going to do this crazy wins, and they're going to lose in the first round. But because of what happened in Dallas,
oh my God,
this team is the team that is going to be the scariest team to face in the playoffs.
Well, this was your excuse to put them in, because this wasn't this their team at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I had them as the one.
I knew you were going to.
Also said they would lose in the playoffs. Oh no, they're a young team, but they are now out with a vengeance. And if they win this game, they are that much. They automatically will face the Cowboys if the Cowboys win. Automatically. So I think the Lions will win this game and want revenge.
You coming back to Dallas, man?
To them. That's fine. Did they play in Dallas the last time?
Hey, they stopped them last time.
Yeah.
They played them in Dallas the last time, Canteen.
It's just don't Garcia.
And they lost. So. All right. What do you think, Sports Professor?
Yeah, well, first off, let's give a shout out to Puka Nacua, who set the rookie receiving record.
That guy's good.
Yeah. Now, as the professor, I do have to annotate that these records are now 17 games So the old record was 16 games. So we need to take that into account into the future. That being said, he's still an awesome player and deserves his shout out.
Right.
I do think that the Rams have played above their head this year. I
was the only one that picked them to make the playoffs.
You were the one hyping them up in the beginning, and I still think that they have just played again above their head. They're what 6? They've won 6 out of their last 7, which means they started off inconsistently. Now, granted, Cooper Kupp
and they took the Ravens to the overtime.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. They've been
in
playing
Baltimore,
very, very well the past 2 months of the year. They have. That being said, Jared Goff has managed, and I mean managed in every way possible, managed the Lions back to the playoffs and back to a division championship for the first time since 1993. Shout out to the Lions and shout out to Barry Sanders, by the way. Anyways, I have the Lions winning. There's no way that they're going to have this much. And I don't think that loss to Dallas took any of their momentum away. I believe that they're still the 12-4 team they were before they lost that game, and I believe that they came out today and Dan Campbell showed he's not going to stop. He's not going to rest his players. He's still out here biting kneecaps. All right, so you know what I'm saying. So Dan Campbell, the Lions, shout out to them. They win this game in the Goff versus Stafford. By the way, I feel bad for Goff. Everything he's gone through. He was the one that got traded from the Rams, and then they won a Super Bowl. Like, come on, man.
They wanted a better quarterback.
Yep.
They went to Super Bowl with him, couldn't get it done, so he wanted somebody better.
Yep. All right. What you got, Ken, on this one?
Man, hands down the Lions,
hours
man.
later.
The Lions, they hungry, bro. They hungry. When you go back and look at that game against us, they hungry, bro. They hungry. And Flo, you won't agree with Clubber D, but I will agree with him on the whole thing, man. Like Dan Campbell, he's a guy, he gonna go for the gusto. Damn kicking a field goal. If we can win the game, we're gonna go for 2 and win the game. And I like that about his coaching.
But to be fair, he should have just gone after 2 times. He should have just kicked it and gone for overtime.
Definitely them over the Rams.
You like the Lions, okay? Is everybody picking the Lions?
Flo, listen, man. When you're trying to win, you're trying to win. It doesn't. They want to win, bro.
That's fair.
I'm going with the Lions at home, bro. I ain't.
Okay. No, I mean y'all make good points, and I think.
Want to win?
Very
go for the gusto,
very good
bro.
points. I think I like the Lions have been playing well. They have been playing well. They have a couple of slip ups here and there. They do have a common opponent, the Ravens, and the Rams took them to overtime to win that game. And the Rams, like you said, Omar, they've won 7 of their last 8 games. Took the Baltimore to overtime.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they win that game? They're on an 8-game winning streak. They did beat the Giants. The Giants are kind of up and down. They've played better later in the year, but they did lose Daniel Jones and all that. They played a close game with New Orleans, and it was Washington after the Ravens. So, but they did beat Cleveland, who Jake touts is the best defense. They scored 36 points on them. Of course, they won this last game, which didn't mean anything for the 49ers, but. And I'm going to tout Omar's momentum thing for the Bucs. The Rams got momentum, and I think this means a lot more to Stafford. Going back to Detroit, I'm sure they'll greet him well. I'm not sure they're going to.
I think you have that flip totally wrong. Remember, Jared Goff got kicked out like the ex-girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think you have that totally wrong.
No, but I'm just saying he left. He left.
Okay.
Right, but
I don't think they're gonna boo him. That's what I'm saying. Because he left. Because he did leave.
I think Goff is gonna be inflamed.
Goff is the one who got the chip on his shoulder. He's the one who's mad.
Yeah, but I think Stafford's the better quarterback, and I think Stafford's been playing better as of late. I think he's been playing better. Even though Detroit played pretty well, Goff had 2 bad interceptions in that last game. He played a tight one against Minnesota. They lost to Chicago late in the year. And Chicago's, of course, been playing a little better. But I just feel like I think the Rams are just playing better right now. They're just playing better on offense. And Detroit doesn't have a.
You think the Rams will give them a run for the money?
They don't have. I think they're gonna give them a run for their money. I got the Rams by 3 on this one. I got the Rams by 3. I think they're gonna pull it out.
Rams gonna have to try to slow down their running game, and
yeah,
Stafford, they're gonna cheer the hell out of him when he gets there because they love him. And Stafford,
right.
they love him. They just do that, sending him out to a better chance to get a Super Bowl. They were down with that, and I just think golf is like Jake said, golf's the one's gonna be with ready to do something.
Yeah, I'm sure he got his shoulder. Yeah, but he's playing at home, to be fair. And Stafford, I mean, what do you think that's going to do for golf when they cheer Stafford? I mean, it's like, oh, they still love the guy.
That's going to piss him off even more.
Okay, maybe, but I'm not sure if golf plays better pissed off. I think he plays better when he's
calm. They'll take it out of his hands. They're going to run. Yeah, they're going to take the game out of golf.
I've seen pissed off once before.
They should take the game out of golf
that year. Remember that Chiefs game that year?
I agree.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Yeah, Chiefs were missing 3 of their best players. Okay. Okay, so let's see. The Green Bay at Dallas. What you got, Sports Professor? This is one of your Super Bowl picks. What do you like here?
The Mike McCarthy revenge game. Enough said. Jordan Love. Jordan Love is too young right now. Yeah. I don't believe he's going to go in and take them to win a playoff game. And much of the Packers team, aside from Aaron Jones, is really, they're a young team and they just don't have a lot of playoff experience. Dallas, this is their year, as we've said. It's either all or really nothing right now. They are playing at a really high level. Dak is connecting with the offense.
All or none.
And their defense, aside from losing Trayvon Diggs early. Everybody
I deal with this every week, Liberty.
I'm not saying they're the top. I'm not saying they're the top team in the NFC.
This is their year.
I still think the San Francisco is the top team in the NFC. I'm just saying that for Dallas, this is their best chance. That's what I'm saying. This is the best team they've had so far, and this is their best chance to win. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Go ahead, Jake. You're chomping at the bit. I know you're the Cowboy hater on the show.
Cowboy hater. I'm just
Bills. Yeah, you are. You're a Cowboy hater. We all know it. But the Bills, Dolphins 0-0 after the first quarter. Go ahead, Jake.
What I'll say is this: I think the game will be competitive. I think it'll stay competitive most of the game, but I think by the early fourth quarter, the Cowboys will pull away. And more than ever, I want the Cowboys to win because I want them to see the Lions. So. I would love to see a great rematch, and I think that right now the Packers just inked in. I mean, they still have a lot of pieces to build up. That's a young quarterback. Mm-hmm. That's a young wide receiver crew.
There are a lot of young players on the Green Bay Packers, for sure.
A lot of youngness.
Youngest team in the NFL, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. What do you got, Ken, on this one?
All or none,
2
bro.
seeds.
I told you once before. I ain't gonna tell you no more. All or none. If we don't do it now, 5 years.
Right.
5?
Well, years. I back off that because I think if we go far enough, we get NFC Championship. I'm just saying, I think Dak might do a team friendly deal. But go ahead, Canty.
Right. You think he'll stoop that low? You don't think he's money hungry? Because all of them are money hungry now.
Team friendly deal. Yeah, but
no, I don't think he'll stoop that low.
I think he'll do a team friendly deal.
He'll be a Cowboy for life.
Yeah, he'll do a team friendly deal.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of money as a Cowboy, as a quarterback.
See, this is my thing.
What do you think, Omar?
I don't think this is the Cowboys' best year because here's the reason.
Where else is he going to go? Of course, he's going to take a friendly deal. He's a Cowboy. They can't go anywhere else.
Oh, stop.
He's going to be like one of those Ring of Honor players, and he should be. He's been there for a long to retire there. Sorry.
What do you think, Clubber?
Took Jimmy 1,000 years to be Ring of Honor.
I
think like just to say, I don't think Dak's going anywhere. Besides, you guys got the heir apparent goat, Trey Lance, and waiting in the wing, anyways. But I think this game with the Packers, they're too young. Even though I love the fact that Jordan Love went to the playoffs, did something that Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers never did in their first full year starting. But I think that trend stops in Dallas. Like Jake said, it might be close. First 2 quarters, because you guys do play down to your opponent sometimes.
A la Bills.
But I think y'all's veteran leadership will take over midway through the third and kind of take over the game. So I got the Cowboys winning this game. I think it'll be pretty close in the beginning, and then halfway through the third, it'll separate between a good team and a team that's kind of getting there. You know what I mean?
Cowboy,
but I got the Cowboys.
Yeah. I agree with everybody. I'm not going to rehash what you guys said. I think CeeDee Lamb's had the best year ever for a receiver in the Cowboys, and that's saying a lot considering all the receivers they've had. And he's got the most. He's leading the receptions. He's leading in yards. He's right there with Tyreek Hill, and everybody thinks Tyreek Hill is the best receiver.
Well, he missed the game, so it's good.
Yeah.
Play, so
that's fair. But he's right there. So I mean, even then, he's them two are way ahead of everybody else, or by at least a couple hundred yards. But anyway, I think the Cowboys pull away. Second half, I think they pull away. I think the Green Bay makes it competitive. They're young and they're hungry, so they're going to make it competitive. And so it's a playoff, atmosphere, playoff game. I think, I think the home field is going to help the Cowboys. They feel comfortable, obviously, playing there. They haven't lost this year playing there. And so I think they're going to be comfortable there. I think this is going to be they're going to be at home, and they want to win this game, and then we'll see what happens in the next round. That's what I got. Let's go to the other side, Cleveland. And most of you, I think, who's saying that Cleveland was going to win against Houston? But they're playing at Houston, so the team that. Okay, go ahead, Jake. Tell us your thoughts on Cleveland at Houston here.
Yeah, I think it easily. I think this is probably the easiest game. Let me tell you something. If there's one team I'm probably rooting for, it's this team right here. I think Flacco, it has just came out of a resurgence. I think they're the only team in the AFC that can beat the Ravens.
I agree.
And I think the Texans are just a small blemish before they go after the big dogs. So I believe they will win this game. I think inexperience counts. I think, remember, Kevin Stefanski was in the playoffs before with Baker Mayfield. Now he's got an experienced quarterback who has a better record against Tom Brady in the playoffs and against Peyton Manning. Go look that up. Joe Flacco is Himothy. So be ready. This is going to be nothing new to him. He wins this game.
I love when people say Himothy. It makes me laugh every time.
Go ahead, Ken. I'll let you go. 2 hours later.
3 seats.
An eternity later.
An eternity later.
Canteen.
Come on, Ken. It's you.
Earth to Canteen.
Oh, man, you said my name, bro. Okay.
Yeah, I said Ken, bro.
So here's what I'm thinking, man. Here's what I'm thinking with this game. Here's what I'm thinking with this game, bro. Everybody count DeMeco Ryans out. Everybody count Stroud out. Stroud, DeMeco Ryans, and that entire organization. They count them out. But I think they're going to make a run. I think they're going to be the team that makes a run. They'll get to the division round and croak, and that'll be it for them.
Yeah. If the Deshaun Watson was playing, I'd believe you more.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree with Ken. And y'all, I already said this. I think the Texans win this game. I think Stroud, DeMeco Ryans are on a roll. I think Houston has a good enough defense. I shouldn't even say good enough. They have a good defense, and they're at home. So even though the Browns has a better defense, Houston ain't no slouch on D.
Houston doesn't have an offensive line, and I don't know if you know Myles Garrett.
They are a little beat up on the offensive line, and you're right.
But they're going to be hungry lions that day, shopping at the fit.
Not.
Yum, 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 yum.
Wow. Wow. Are you a cat? Are you a cat on crack? What was that?
They're going to be destruction, bro. It's about to be a little scary for CJ.
All right. Well, I hope they're not saying yum 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 as they go.
Now let me ask you this, Jake. Let me ask you this. Let me say this right here. If Cleveland beats them, do you think? Let's say this. If Cleveland beats them, you think Cleveland can go into Baltimore and put up some numbers and play a good game?
Absolutely.
That I do know.
What I just said about that revenge factor that Jared Goff's got?
I do think that.
That revenge factor that Jared Goff's got with playing them Rams. I think the same thing Flacco sees. Oh, okay. Y'all moved on from
it. A lot of pressure on 1-3 Lamar in the playoffs.
They can go to Baltimore and put up numbers.
Did everybody do their pick on this one? I can't remember.
Real quick though, do y'all remember earlier in the season when I said that this could be the first time ever that a conference had 4 teams in the playoffs? Well, they were not able to achieve that, but the AFC North made history. Here is your professor's amazing stat of the day. The AFC North has all 4 teams had winning records for the first time since 1935.
Wow. Wow. Good point. Did everybody do their pick here?
I got Cleveland.
You got Cleveland as well?
Yeah, I got
Texans.
Cleveland, yeah.
And you got Texans, Omar?
I went Houston.
Okay, I guess I'll be the tiebreaker.
Who you pick,
Man,
I got Texans. Who you got, Flo?
I like the Texans. The Texans have played well at the end of the year. I like the way they've played. I like C.J. Stroud. I mean, for a rookie, he's played really well. Remember, the Cleveland played them about 3 weeks ago, and they beat them 36-22. And Flacco did not have a good game, and he's playing better now. And that was in Houston. So I feel like they kind of got their number a little bit. I think this will be a more competitive game. They kind of pulled away from Houston. I think it's 36-22 or something like that. I looked it right here, so I'm looking at it.
Miami just scored.
And so Miami just scored. Okay. And then they blow out the Tennessee. I mean, Houston goes out to blow out Tennessee after that Cleveland loss, and then they beat Indianapolis. And so,
well, I'll put it into perspective. Remember,
okay.
C.J. Stroud didn't play that game.
The one with the Cleveland?
He was out 2 games.
Yeah, he was out those games.
No, that's fair. That's a fair point. And so that's why So there will be a better game because I guess C.J. Stroud will be in this game.
Do you think C.J. Stroud doesn't make up? And now I'm not saying he makes up 14 points, but do you not think he makes up at least some of that? I think you could give them 2 more touchdowns than
maybe.
Backup.
They'll lose by 11 instead of 14. Don't worry.
You never know. You could have a rookie.
But to be fair, Flacco did not have a great game in that game either. So I mean, Flacco has a better game. C.J. Stroud is now playing. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I could see Cleveland going in there.
Be competitive, yeah.
I think that Cleveland goes in there and wins. I wouldn't be surprised if Texans win. They're playing really well, and C.J. Stroud has played outstanding for a rookie, and the coaching
around gonna be ugly though, man.
Both sides have been I just think usually in the playoffs, an offensive coach usually has kind of the advantage, so to speak, because I just like the way they coach. I think offensive coaches they focus more on the offense, and this is what you're going to need, some offense in this game. And Flacco can sling it. I mean, I think he has an expiration date, but he's slinging it. He's playing well right now. He's got nothing to lose. For him, I mean, there's nothing promised for him next year. They brought him in, and he's doing well. So I like Cleveland this game in a close one. Cleveland will take this one, is my opinion. All right, are we going to play it as if Buffalo is 6th seed, or how are we going to play the next 2?
Well, we'll be here Tuesday to vote that one.
Yeah,
well, let's go with.
So we don't have to do everything right now.
Well, I won't be here, but yeah, you guys will be there. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's do it all then. That's fine. No matter.
Okay.
Well, Buffalo's down, so let's
just play it as Buffalo lose. So if they lose, they go to Kansas City, right? Buffalo.
No, they'll replay the same team.
Oh, they'll play the Dolphins.
No, they'll be back in Miami again.
Okay, let's assume Buffalo loses this, and so Pittsburgh would go into Kansas City. Yeah. How do you like that game, guys? We're gonna assume
Buffalo better win. I mean, if you were out in the first round, I told you,
man,
you're out in the first round. That coach is gone.
Oh,
so Buffalo needs to win this game. I think it's a lot easier playing in Buffalo against the Steelers, who have a piss poor offense.
They'll be playing the Dolphins
the second time and having to deal with it. They need to They still need to win this game for today.
Okay,
10 toes down. Come on, Buffalo.
They got to win.
Yeah.
So you think if they got to replay the Miami, they'll lose? That's what you're saying. They got to replay in Miami.
I don't think if they lose today,
they go back to Miami next week, they'll
winning again.
Okay, go ahead, Omar. You were saying.
Devon Achane just scored 25-yard touchdown. It's not looking good for Buffalo. They really needed to win this game to not have to play Miami again. But they're not going to. It doesn't look like. I really hope they do for the point, but it doesn't look like it. So they're gonna have to go into Miami again next week, and the only thing with that is that now
that's your team. That was your pick.
No,
so you.
No, not even. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about when these divisional teams play again in the playoffs. That means they've now played 3 times in a season.
Right.
So it's very hard to go 3-0 against a team.
Trust me, I've seen it.
So yeah.
Did Miami win both the regular season games? I don't think they won both of them, did they?
No, this is only the second one. So Buffalo beat the snot out of them the first time. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The Bills did smash them. That's right.
Yeah.
They beat. Yeah, that's right. They beat the brakes off them. That's right.
Yeah.
So it'd be the tiebreaker, so to
So,
speak.
never mind. I take that back.
It's still 7-0 though, right?
It's still early.
It is
Second
7-0.
quarter.
No, it's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
early. It's still
Still
early.
early.
Yeah, it's early.
Let's go, Buffalo. I need you. Please don't miss, please.
Got first down.
Hey,
What do you
let me give you my take, Flo.
Go ahead.
Hey, I think Buffalo wins tonight.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, if Buffalo wins tonight, it's hard for anybody to beat Buffalo in Orchard Park. It's hard. It's hard.
Right, and it's the
Orchard
Steelers,
Park,
too.
The weather is cold, the snow, all the elements. Buffalo will win tonight. And I think they get that 7-seeded team, they're going to kill Pittsburgh.
Okay.
They need to worry about winning tonight and get Pittsburgh at home next week in Orchard Park. It'll be ugly.
I completely
Be ugly
agree
at home
with
for
you.
them.
I completely agree.
So Buffalo wins. Okay, let's
I'm
assume
telling
Buffalo
you,
wins.
Orchard Park is difficult.
Okay. Are the Dolphins? Can they beat the Chiefs there? I guess they'll be playing the Chiefs, right?
It's like I've been saying this all night. It's NFL loves paradise. Tyreek Hill going back to Kansas City.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Hill
playoff time.
game.
They lost Chubb. They lost Chubb already, so
Right.
their defense isn't the same. So I would have the Chiefs winning that. But yeah, I feel like Steelers will be going to Buffalo for that game next week.
Okay.
I mean, this is
Steelers,
definitely
Buffalo.
not helping the NFL
Buffalo.
and their rumors of rigging their sport and their league.
Loves parity, man. Loves parity.
Yeah.
Sometimes it
Yeah.
breaks itself.
Yeah. Man. So are you guys all taking Buffalo then in this game?
I like Buffalo tonight.